guys, I've just finished listening to the Big Finish version of The Time Machine, and it's a really good version of it. I have a real soft spot for The Time Machine. Many years ago, I had flu. I was really ill, and I was out of it for like a week and a bit. And the first time that I managed to get out of bed and drag myself downstairs, it was just after Christmas. I think it was after New Year, and it was snowing and it was cold. And I remember sitting on the sofa, chucked a duvet over me, cup of tea, and I thought, if I fall asleep, I fall asleep. And I put a video cassette into the machine. It's the stuff I'd taped over Christmas, and hit play. And the first thing on it was the George Powell Time Machine, and it blew me away. How it was just one of those films. It will always stick in my head. Just how lovely that film was, and any version of the Time Machine I am always up for, and there have been a few audio versions of it. So this Big Finish, I'm a big fan of Big Finish, so I was interested, and they've done a really good job. You know the story. I mean, it's a great story. Thinking of when it was written, it's still very topical. It's still very fresh and still works now. Some of the other versions I've listened to in the past, the running between the Eloi and the Morlocks has gone on a bit too long, and with a lot of audio things as well, it depends on whether it's... I like the audio play rather than somebody reading the book, and this is the audio play, which is great. The actors in it, let me just check who it is, because I'm terrible with names. Matt Platt as the Time Traveller. I mean, he is brilliant. He's got such a warm voice that makes you want to listen to it. This is a real cold Sunday afternoon, stick your headphones on, chill out kind of thing to listen to. And it does the whole book as well, which the George Powell one didn't. The George Powell, he just comes back, and he also obviously goes off to find Mina at the end of it. But in this version, which is more like the book, he actually goes further into the future and just sees what happens to the Earth and how it ends up being like this horrible thing with strange creatures and things like that. Which, again, I think H.G. Wells is very similar in style to Sherlock Holmes. You forget that these books were written at a time when, like with Sherlock Holmes, forensic science didn't exist, and things like that. And they have stuff in them that you think, oh, well, that's what we do now. But back then they didn't, and they were quite, new and almost sci-fi. A little bit like the Bond films as well. Some of the early Bond films, they have stuff in them, mobile phone sort of devices and things like that now exist. But yeah, I would definitely say if you've got a chance, go out there and get hold of this. This is really worth listening to. Again, it's done in the great way that it is him telling the story to Philby. And there's a little bit of interaction during it with him and Philby, which works, because it's very hard in anything for it to be a one-man telling a story. You always need somebody. That's why Batman has Robin. You always need somebody. That's why the Doctor has companions. You always need somebody for him to say, right, this is happening because, and explaining something. Yeah, the sound design in it is brilliant. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. I'll give this an A. It's definitely worth a listen to. I am finishing listening to the third Doctor audio books at the moment, so I might do them next. I've got like the last 5 minutes of the second one to listen to. So let me know if you'd like me to do that. If you've enjoyed this, and I really hope you did, please leave some likes and some comments at the bottom. Yeah, have a great day, great night, and I'll see you all soon. Bye now.